Sure.
Great. Isabella, we welcome Isabella and Nora. And please go ahead with the start of the presentation.
Hey, hi, good afternoon. We're here from San Mateo County's Office of Education and commute.org to speak about the travel options and offer tips for safe travel. This presentation was inspired by commute.org's Safe Commute Guide and San Mateo County Safe Routes program. And please note that this guide is a collection of current CDC guidelines, which are subject to change based on COVID case numbers and vaccine rollout. And if you have any questions at all in the presentation, please feel free to speak up or drop it in the chat as we'll be checking that. So to get started, I want to know a little bit more about you, and I want to know, how do you normally get around? Do you walk, or do you bike, or do you take public transportation? Does someone drive you? So feel free to unmute and let us know, how do you get around?
I usually drive.
Same here.
Same here.
Hey, John, you still use a pogo stick?
I used to bike in the old days, but I can't do that anymore. But so walking and by car.
Okay, amazing. And John, I want to know, what do you hope to learn from this presentation?
How to get around.
All right, fair enough. Okay, and I'm going to pass it on to Nora from commute.org now.
Thanks, Isabella. I took a nice bike ride today, and it's my goal to start biking a little more. But anyways, happy to be here. I'm Nora from commute.org. And as Isabella mentioned, we've created a guide with tips for commuting, and it also includes some local resources to navigate the transportation scene in San Mateo County as well. And we will put that in the chat for you to take a look and explore that. So throughout this presentation, we'll cover several commuting options, including transit, rideshare, biking, and walking. And just to get started, we have one more question for you. Can you raise your hand or add in the chat if you use a Clipper card to pay for your public transit fare? And if you don't, what are the other ways you normally navigate public transit fares? We're interested to hear from you.
I think I saw John put his hand up. I see Judith's hand.
All right.
Okay, so we're somewhat familiar with Clipper cards.
All right, that's great. So Clipper cards are being more incorporated throughout public transit services in the Bay Area. So I'm glad some of you are already acquainted with it. So talking about transit. So if you're looking to cut back on your driving and are looking for other ways to get around, public transit may be a good option for you. Buses now have a lot of features to make them easier to use, and transit agencies have made some changes in response to the pandemic. So you can visit your transit agency's website, whichever one you use, or contact its customer service to determine any of the route or schedule changes that may have happened over the last few months. And there may also be signs posted at the transit stops or on board directing for new safety guidelines, such as like blocking seats for social distancing. And we also recommend looking into Clipper cards, which some of you have already done. And it's a great way for touchless payment because just looking at BART, they recently converted all stations to accept Clipper cards only. And you can also see if your employer or residential community offers the Samtrans Way to Go program, which provides annual unlimited ride passes. And there are a few other discount programs that Clipper offers, including senior cards for ages 65 and over. And there's also Clipper Start, which offers a discount of 20 to 50%. And this Clipper Start program is for income qualified riders between the ages of 19 and 64. So there's a little diagram here just to get acquainted with all these different programs. And next slide, please. Thank you. So each transit agency has taken measures within the last few months to just provide greater safety for riders. So I'll go into each of these and just give a little explanation of what they've done. So starting off with SamTrans, they provide bus service throughout San Mateo County and into parts of San Francisco and Palo Alto. And seniors and people with disabilities can save money by paying the eligible discount fare and also enjoy the priority seating at the front of the buses whenever they're available. And just in terms of accessibility, all SamTrans buses can kneel to lower the bus, so the first step is easier to reach. And they also have lifts, ramps for mobility devices. So they have plenty of accessible resources. And a useful source is their free travel training, which is available for people who want to learn to ride with SamTrans buses or Caltrain. And so for more information about that travel training, we included the number, the 650 number down there if you want to learn more about that program, which pertains to Caltrans and SamTrans. And then the Ready Wheels paratransit service is available for people with disabilities or health conditions, which prevents them from using the bus. So we'll provide the link if you want to learn more about that program. And as always, you can refer to SamTrans website for more details on their programs. And just overview of Caltrain, they operate rail service on the peninsula between San Jose and San Francisco. And they have 11 full-time stations in San Mateo County and the 2 additional weekend-only services. And BART is, which you probably all already know, is our regional rail service with stations in northern San Mateo County. And all BART stations have escalators and elevators to the platforms, and there's a level boarding to all the trains. And all station agents are available at all times in case you may have any questions on your commute. And SF Bay Ferry, it's a really fun way to get around. They're currently offering weekday service on 3 routes. So the 3 routes are Alameda, Oakland, Vallejo, and Richmond. And all their ferries are accessible. And like I said earlier, staff is always available to provide assistance as you board. And last but not least, commute.org shuttles continue to be free and open to the public. And all routes are operating on pretty revised schedules due to BART and Caltrain services. And you can check our website, commute.org, for the most up-to-date schedule information that apply to your routes. And since I believe you're all in Redwood City, you have access to 3 of our different routes in your proximity. So one is Midpoint, which is at the Redwood City Caltrain, Redwood Life Caltrain at the Belmont Caltrain station, and Seaport Center, which is at Redwood City Caltrain. Yes, and next we're going to be talking about rideshare. So to get started on this fun topic, rideshare and carpooling, we'd like to ask you, do you have a smartphone? So like we did before, either raise your hand or unmute yourself. Yes, awesome.
I see a yes in the chat from Carol. Hand from Judith. I saw John's hand go up.
Great. So it seems like some of us are acquainted with smartphones as well. And rideshare, a lot of the services are oriented on mobile devices or on the web. And rideshare is a convenient way to get around and also has a really big impact on improving air quality as we get less people driving alone. And so to keep carpooling safe in response to COVID, we have a few tips that we suggest. And these will probably change as time goes on, but just in the meantime, we suggest limiting carpool to 1 driver and 1 rider and have the rider sit in the back opposite of the driver. Keep the windows open, turn off air circulation to improve ventilation, and try to ride with the same person each day. and avoid introducing new riders. So a lot of this applies to people commuting to work. And to do that, you can consider using a site like Nextdoor to post a digital message board on a digital message board, or even posting a physical piece of paper in one of your common spaces to coordinate carpooling with your neighbors. And if you're interested in carpooling but can't find anyone to carpool with, you can try Scoop or Waze Carpool, which are both carpool matching apps. So that's when the smartphones come in handy, and you can provide your starting point and destination, and it will match you with people who have similar commutes, so you can carpool together. And I also want to note that with Waze, you can request carpool rides on the waze.com website, so you don't have to have a smartphone or download the app to use it. And both Scoop and Waze have made some changes to their platform to ensure safety. So you must, at this point, you must agree to like the health and safety guidelines and certify that you haven't tested positive for COVID-19. And yeah, so both apps always allow you to choose who you carpool with. So there's a lot of freedom in who you choose to carpool with. And you don't have to carpool with the same person each day. So that is a little background on Scoop and Waze, and I'll pass it on to Isabella to continue with the rideshare conversation.
Okay, thank you. Judith, I was wondering, do you have a question? 'Cause I see your hand up. Okay, we can come back to that. Does anyone not have a smartphone? All of you are pretty tech savvy people. Okay, well, I don't have to get into this, but if you know anyone who doesn't have a smartphone and wants to call a ride, then we can cover this service called Ride with 24. And it connects riders with on-demand rides from Lyft and Uber, which are two of the main ride sharing services. But you don't need to get the Uber or Lyft app or have a smartphone. All you do is make a phone call to request a ride, and the number is right here. It's 1-833-743-3924. If you're a new rider, they will require a credit or debit card that is saved in a secure database. And after you provide your payment information, all you need to do is tell them where you need to be picked up and where you are and when, and they'll have a ride out to you in less than 10 or 15 minutes. And they charge a base fee of $6.99 for their service on top of whatever Uber and Lyft will charge for the rideshare service. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can also speak to the operator in Spanish if that's your preferred language. And so I will drop the website right in the chat in case anyone's interested in the service.
So it's a question. So Ride with 24, so it's basically a customer service center that calls Uber and Lyft for you. Is that what it is?
Yes, yes, they specialize in working with seniors, and yeah, I think it's powered by 24-hour home care.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Mhm. And then we also have the option to use a service called Great Call. Does anyone have a Jitterbug phone? No. Okay, well, we don't have to get into Jitterbug services, but Great Call is a service that you can use if you have a Jitterbug phone. So how many of you feel comfortable to use your smartphone to call a ride using Uber or Lyft? I see your hand. Okay. Do you want us to go over how to find the app in the App Store and how to call a ride ourselves? Because we can also take the time to do that if you're interested in seeing that. Okay, I don't see anything in the chat. All right, then we can move on to the next part of the presentation. Okay, so this next part is about biking. So biking is another great option for saving time and money, and with an additional benefit of staying active as well. And if it's been a while since you've ridden a bike, it never hurts to refresh your bike safety rules or the road knowledge. Commute.org has many bike educational webinars available on their YouTube channel, which Nora will share in the chat. And after brushing up on your bike knowledge, you can plan your route using commute.org's trip planner at my.commute.org. And here is a link for that. And they will help you plan a bike route to where you need to go. Okay, so I have another question for everyone. How many of you enjoy going on walks? I know I like to go on walks. Yes. Yes, okay. Carol loves walks. I love to hear that, Carol. Okay, what are some of your favorite things about going on walks? Why do you enjoy doing that? Feel free to unmute or put the answer in the chat. Fresh air. Yes, I feel that one. Health benefits. Nature. I love all those answers. Get me off my computer. Exactly. There's so much screen time lately. Your eyes need some time to rest from that. Looking at landscaping. That's true. I like to look at other houses too and get some inspiration. Yeah, I love all these answers are awesome. Getting out of the house. Yes. And so I know, like, personally, walking helps my mental health, my social life, and my physical health. I try to aim for about 30 minutes of walking, or at least 3 days a week. I can break it up into 10-minute walks, so I can get a 30-minute walk with that. And Nora and I like to use this app. It's an app and a website. It's called All Trails. And I'm going to put the link for that in the chat. So if you want to try a walk that maybe you haven't heard of, maybe it's a trail. Oh, Shivani uses it too. Yes, so if you're looking for hikes or trails near Redwood City or anywhere in the area, Nora and I love this app. It has great hiking trails with maps, driving directions, as well as detailed reviews and photos from hikers. You can find great local options as well as options from like trails and hikes that you've never seen before. And what's also really good is that you can use location on your smartphone to see if you're going the right way on the trail. So you'll never get lost once you have this app on your phone. But you don't need the app. You can also access it from this website and find many trails that you might not have seen before. And then there's also the Wheeling Cowles Coast site, and I'll put that one in the chat. And this is if you are in a wheelchair or if you know someone who's in a wheelchair, because the site lists wheelchair friendly and accessible trails in San Mateo County. So here's a website for that one. And for wheelchair accessibility, again, there's another article here that highlights some great accessible trails along the peninsula. And I'll also drop that one in the chat. Okay. And now I'm going to pass it back to Nora to talk about some rewards and resources of commuting.
Thank you. All right, so commute.org rewards all of our commuters for all of their initiative to try different commute options. So whether you carpool, bike, walk, take transit, any of the ones we discussed today, you can access all of our rewards, commute.org's programs with a free account on our STAR platform. So you can find that at my.commute.org. And our STAR platform is primarily for people to log trips and then build up points to then pick out rewards. So like the photo that you see, those are some of our STAR store rewards. So fun options that change throughout the year. Yeah, and so as you log your trips, you get rewarded. And there's also on the STAR platform, there's also a trip planning tool that will show you all your travel options from getting to point A to point B. So you enter a start destination, final destination, and you can see what's available in your area. And like we mentioned carpooling earlier, they'll show you carpool matches in your surrounding area. And a fun new option that we just started is a personal commute plan. So you can request us to create a commute plan for you. So you just tell us which modes you're interested in using, and we'll present you with a customized trip plan. And there's a survey that I will attach for you if you're interested. And next up is our seasonal promotions. So these happen 4 times a year. we raffle off 3 $100 gift cards to those who log alternative modes, mode trips on the STAR platform. And all trips completed by any mode that isn't driving alone counts. And the spring promotion is currently happening through the end of May. So if you want to get started, there's a few more weeks to log your trips and be entered into that raffle. And we also offer free transit tickets for Samtrans, Caltrain, and the ferry through our Tri-Transit program. And to request those tickets, you can fill out a short application form, which is on our website, and we'll send you tickets if you qualify for that program. And again, that is called the Tri-Transit. And yeah, the last point is personal commute planning, which I already mentioned. And yeah, so those are our programs in a nutshell. There's many other challenges and promotions we have, but these are the ones that I thought would pertain to you all. And again, if they're all available on my.commute.org, and you could check them out by creating a free account. And yeah, so I know we've covered a lot of information today, but if you want to talk about commuting in depth at another time, or if you think of other questions, Isabella and I are available to talk. And yeah, I know I've already mentioned it, but the personal commute plan, we can walk you through all your options. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to help. And next up, we have a fun activity. So I'll pass it off to Isabella.
Okay, before we get into this activity, I want to ask, does anyone have any questions? Since that was a lot of information, a lot of apps and websites. Is there anything that Nora and I can clear up?
Yeah, I have a question. When you said to build a commute.org plan, what does that mean? Your work plan, and what's the best way to commute with different mode? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so just like think of like Google Maps, but we create it just for you. So we do all the background work and we just present you with all the options that are available to you. So that could be a specific bus route, that could be a train in your area. So we basically present like a physical plan for you to have all your options and different routes that are available.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great question. I never heard of the plan before either. Are there any other questions? And if they come up during the crossword, that's fine too. You can stop at any point. I'm just gonna check the chat. No. All right then. So we have a fun crossword activity. So I don't know. I really like crosswords, and these have to do with walking and being a little safer when we walk and biking around too, driving. All this has to do with traffic safety. And so I was wondering if anyone thinks they know any of these. Can everyone see the screen and what the words say? Okay, let's see if we can get some of these. Does anyone think they know?
Number one is a person walking along the road, pedestrian.
Let's see. Let me see if I can.
You asked me how to spell it. I can't help you on that.
Okay, not gonna give away all of them, but yes, I can confirm. No, one down is pedestrian. That's right.
And number two across, not because I drink, but I mean, is plan.
Two down is which one?
Or I'm sorry, one across. If you decide to drink, you should plan a ride.
Oh,
They're a
oh,
designated sober driver.
I think so too. I think it's pedestrian and plan. Yeah,
Correct.
correct. Let me write these down so I remember.
What a great idea.
Thank you. Yes, pedestrian plan.
I wish we can write them in, but I'll confirm them once you.
Okay, Nora, do you have it up? Okay.
Yes.
3
Alright.
down, reflective.
Is that correct, Nora?
You are correct, Judith.
Wow, great job.
Hey Judith, were you a teacher at McKinley?
No,
Oh, were you a teacher?
I worked at Roy Cloud School.
That's where I know you from, okay.
It's actually Judy, but I have to change my name on
Yep.
this thing.
I remember.
Who are you?
I'm Bruce at the senior center, but I used to work at Red Morton at Kids Club, the after-school childcare program. And I coached basketball at Roy Cloud when I was 16 years old, about 10,000 years ago.
Wow.
So 6 down is helmet.
Is that correct,
Right.
Nora?
You are correct. Nice
Up
job.
by 7 across is visible.
7 across is. You are correct, John.
Oh, we're gonna finish this so quick.
I know, got pros over here.
9 across must be cell.
Correct.
So
10 across, distraction.
You got it.
11 must be, across must be seat belt.
You are correct. Nice job.
which ones do we still need?
I know, I wish.
12
Let me write this.
across GPS. No, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Correct.
Nice.
Well done.
Did you do 10? 10 up down?
I don't think anyone's done that.
We have not.
You did probably drugs. No.
Oh, is it drugs? It's not.
Did we do 5 down?
Oh, you're correct, Bruce.
5 down, bike lane.
You got it. Bike lane.
Which ones don't we have yet?
Let me see.
The numbers are so small, I can barely see them.
Which one was GPS again? Because I wrote down
Wow.
12 across.
12
seven
across.
across. Okay, so I can read out which ones we have. We have 1 down. We have 3 down. We have 2 down. I don't think we got that one.
2.
I think
Earplugs,
Earplugs
number
or-
2.
Is that it?
Earbuds.
Earbud.
Close enough. We'll take it. All right, let's see. So we now have 2 down, 3 down. I don't think we have 4 down.
Prescriptions? 4 down, prescription.
No, close, very close.
Medication.
You got it. There you go.
Oh, medication. One of those longer words. Okay, so now we have 4 down. Let's move on. We have 5 down. We have 6 down. We have 9 down. I don't think we have 9 down yet.
Oh, 9. Crossing.
They're new. They're called crocodile or
9 across was cell, so we know it starts with a C.
Crosswalk. 9 down, crosswalk.
Yeah, crosswalk.
Crosswalk.
Yes, correct.
They have those new arrows that they're in front of the crosswalk now, and they call them crocodile teeth or something. It's on the
Oh,
new,
really?
it's on the new DMV test.
Oh, wow. I've never seen that.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you look before the crosswalk, they're these little like triangles. They call them
Yeah.
crocodile teeth, I think.
What are they called?
I think they're called crocodile teeth.
Oh,
All right, let's move on to across. I think we got all the ones down. I have here 1 across. 7 across? I have 7 across. I don't think we have 8 across yet. Let's see what that intersects with.
8. Alcohol,
Alcohol.
Correct.
Let's see, do we have 9 across? We do. 10
10.
across. We have 10 across. That was the distraction.
Oh,
We have 11 across, which is seatbelt, and we have 12 across GPS. Wow, that was pretty good timing. So here, here we
Bravo.
have the answers. Yes, bravo, everyone. We have the answers here for the down, so everyone can see. And then here we have the ones across. And if you want anything else, we also have a word search available similar to this one. And we have reflective gear as well. So we have things like reflective armbands, bright colors. We have zip pulls, so you can walk at night and you're more visible as well. They attach onto your zipper. We have reflective shoelaces. We have more safety information cards. We have coloring books, which sometimes they might be for kids, but I think they're still fun to do. So we have safety vests as well. And those are in adult size. And I believe that's about all we have. But
And Isabella, I attached the survey. So if anyone would like to put their name down and email, the office will send you over some safety.
yes. Yes, we have so many things to send over.
Right.
So just go ahead and fill out this form. If you need help filling out this form, I'll click on it so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
gonna offer to, hi, I'm Vanessa and I work with Isabella and I've been working with Nora on this project as well. You could also private message one of us and we can take down your address and just mail it out if you don't want to use the Google form. So I'm also available to help.
Yes, exactly. All you do here, so for example, for mine, I would put my name. And I'm gonna say yes. If you say no, you don't have to fill it out anyway. Address, I'll just say address. And then if I want to be on the email list, we send out newsletters as well about every 2 months. And then I would just go ahead and click submit. And now we know that you want some safety gear and we'll go ahead and send you something.
So how do we convey our address to you to let you know that we would like some reflective gear?
Oh, would you like to put it in the chat instead of in the survey?
Does everybody see the chat?
Yes,
Carol?
but you can,
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you click where it says to everyone in the chat box and you can, oh, it only has Tina. You can only send it to Tina. So maybe you can just click Tina's name and it'll send the message directly to her and then she can relay to us your address. That
Okay,
way it
great.
doesn't get blasted out to everyone and you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll
You're
coordinate
welcome.
the address if you don't want to use the form. I'll send an email out to all the attendees here.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you, Tina.
No
yes,
problem.
thank you.
Okay, then I don't need to
No.
put it in the chat here.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and are there any other questions other than,
So Isabella, on the reflective gears, you said you have vests, you have reflective wrists. Do they need to specifically tell you what they want, or you'll just send them all the reflective gears you have?
if you want to specify what you want to us, then we can send only that
Yeah,
thing, or
I'm
we can send all
wondering-
of everything.
I mean, we could just put kits together. I think what's going to be most useful for a lot of people here will be like the vests. The
Yes.
vests are really useful.
For sure.
And then we can, the rest of the items that we have are pretty small. They're relatively small. So we could just put kits together with everything. We definitely have more than
Mhm.
enough.
Great. Okay, that sounds
Yes,
perfect. So I'll send the email out to the participant with your survey, or they can reply directly to me and I'll forward it over.
That sounds great. Thank you for your help, Tina.
No problem.
Mhm, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, yeah.
Any other questions?
I do want to add, I put this in the chat pretty early on. Friday is Bike to Wherever Day. So the Silicon Valley Bike Coalition, they've actually put up these Energizer stations throughout San Mateo and Santa Clara counties. And if you sign their bike pledge, I'm not really sure what it entails, but I think just pledging to ride maybe once a month, twice a month, whatever it may be, you get a really cool tote bag with a lot of fun freebies. We will be at one of the stations on Friday, and there's going to be a law all up and down like some major transit hubs. So keep your eyes peeled. You might get some cool stuff if you ride on Friday.
Yeah, and just to add to that, commute.org is partnering with the libraries in San Mateo County and the farmers markets. So on Saturday, May 22nd, we'll be handing out the Bike Month canvas bags, which have a really cool design on it. So you can check with your local branch to see if they're participating. And then many links today, but I'll attach the other link that lists all the farmers markets participating. And those are occurring on varying days throughout the month.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
Nora.
Mhm.
of course.
Hope you're coming to the coast.
We're
I
on the,
think they might be. I don't know actually. I know there's a lot up and down 101 and El Camino Real. I would hope there's some in the coast. I will double check. If not, we can make sure you get one of the tote bags.
Okay, thank you. Mhm.
Yeah, that'll be great.
oh yeah, that'd be a good thing to mail out too, in addition to what we have.
Yeah.
I think about that.
Thank you so much, the commute.org team and the San
Yay.
Office of Education.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I actually am going to use I bookmarked a lot of the websites because we still have a lot of seniors who don't use smartphones. So the websites that they can call for the Ride with 24, that'll get used a lot. And it's good to know about the with the telephone,
Oh yeah, I guess real quickly I can cover the Great Call. I guess no one here needed it, but it is a service through Jitterbug phones. I don't know.
Jitterbug, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, does anyone, or do you know anyone, Bruce, that has the Jitterbug phone?
Yeah, there are people here, well, they're not here anymore. When they come back, people are gonna want all this information.
Okay, so let me put that link for you as well.
Yeah, they're just,
Yeah.
we worked out with the SMCOE Healthcare District a couple years back to get that ride to the medical appointments for San Carlos, Belmont, Redwood City and Menlo Park for $4 each way. And they stopped doing that once COVID hit. So now we're looking for new information for people to be able to use it. Because not all the
Oh, okay.
seniors have smartphones still.
Exactly, yeah.
They're not gonna do it, so.
Yeah, I think they have to be existing Great Call customers, but it's through their Jitterbug phone that they press the number 0 and they can speak to an operator that will book Lyft.
That's
It will be
great.
a Lyft ride for them.
Yeah, and we also, it was just a medical appointment, so this is gonna be even better because they were asking, well, can we go to our friend's house? I said, well, they're working on it, so awesome. This was fantastic. Thank you all so much.
So much.
Oh, thank you. That's amazing. I hope everyone learned something new.
Yep.
Thank you for having us.
Before everybody go, please help us rate this wonderful presentation.
How would how would a friend look at this presentation?
Question. Nora, I know that this was mostly built off of a commute.org presentation that you made. Can we share this out?
Yeah, we can share it. We'll create a PDF or a version of this and share it with you, Tina.
Yeah, that'll be great, Nora. If you give me PDF, then I can also send the survey link, and if people will send me the address directly, then I'll send it back to you.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank